Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Picks. Yesterday we had a 3-in-1 day. I gave away 2 batter props and 1 play in baseball, and they all 3 hit. So it was a 3-in-1 day. Only 1 batter didn't get a hit, which is all right. It was still a profitable day. In this video, I'm going to hook you guys up with 2 plays that I like in baseball. One of them is a little bit fishy, but I still like it. Then I'm going to quickly go through the entire slate, tell you what I'm thinking about, and then I'm going to show you this tool that I use to kind of give me the breakdown on the games that I like and what I should stay away from and why. So here's really quickly a recap. Like I mentioned yesterday, we had Bo Bichette to get 1 hit. He actually got 2 hits. Then we had the Red Sox. They came through at the end. They were losing the game right here, and then they came through at the end and won the game. I gave away this one on the YouTube short and on the video yesterday. It was Bobby Witt Jr. and George Springer to get a hit. And then this is something that we've been talking about, or I mentioned yesterday. These have been inside the Discord every day, but I'm going to start throwing them into the VIP. So if you guys want access to the VIP, the link is in the description. We have a 1-week pass, 1-day pass, 1-month pass, 6-month pass. But these are the type of plays that have been thrown in there. And for these are the under stolen bases. Yesterday was not a great day, but overall you can see how profitable this has been. So again, these are now going to be part of the VIP package. Even though if you're in the Discord, you get a lot of value like this, but I'm also going to start throwing them into whatever starts winning. I'm going to start throwing it into the VIP as well, so you don't miss out. If you haven't done so, guys, make sure you subscribe. Check out the free picks. We give a lot of value, so a lot of people get a lot of value just from the free picks. But like I mentioned, if you want the 1-day pass, 1-week pass, 6-month pass, then you can check that out right here. Also, the Discord gives us a lot of value because you're able to chit chat with us, ask questions, talk to the community, things like that as well. Now I'm going to show you the Sharp Edge, which is the tool that I use to get, it's right here under Sharp Edge. And I'm going to walk through right now the 2 games that I like. So the first game that I like, actually I'm going to give you the 1 play right now for the 1 game that I like. Then I'm going to go through the slates real quick so you can see what I'm looking at. And then I'm going to give you the last play. So I'm going to give you guys 2 plays in this video. Stick around for that. The first one that I like is the Astros. They started at a 244. Now they're currently at a 240. So that's actually going downward. It's going on the opposite direction. However, you can see 89% of the bets, it's 94% of the money. So this line should have still continued to go further into the Astros' favor. But once I've already realized, and I've talked about this in other videos, once the line gets to a certain area, like 240, 250, then if the other team is somewhat decent, people are willing to take the risk on the other side. And that's the reason the line gets pushed the other way. That's the reason this is going the other way, I believe. But overall, I still like the Astros. You can see right here, Kyle Freeland is 3-13. So he's lost 13 games. He's only won 3. His ERA is 5.31. This is an incorrect number. I'm not sure how this came up. I think it's a 1.8 instead of an 18. So this guy is a lot better than this number shows. I'm going to show you that right here. So you can see Freeland is a 5.31 and then Alexander is a 4.59. So this guy does have a lot more experience, but they tend to lose a lot more games. The other thing you can also see here, the bullpen is somewhat similar on both sides. Even the last 3 games, they're both very similar. Now let's get into the batting analysis. You can see this is a lot better for Houston over here, 2.41, 5 runs per game, and a 7.47. This is a very, very high OPS, meaning on-base percentage. And I'll show you what that means right here. You can see here the Rockies are somewhat a little bit more sporadic. This is a little more focused. So you can see overall, like I mentioned, the OPS record for the Houston Rockets is like top 5, and the Rockies is like the worst 5. Now, because this is so heavily juiced, I had to get it at a -1 to make it make sense. So let me show you right there. Astros at a -1. Now, as you can see, this is the tool that I use. I'm going to go through the games like I mentioned very quickly. Then I'm going to hook you guys up with another play. So stay tuned for that. So the Sharp Edge is the tool that I use. Again, it's telling me to take a look here for the run line on the Astros, which means you should have looked at the -1.5. I'm not doing that. I'm doing that at a -1, just like I talked about. And then it says Brewers right here and Pirates. I'm not looking at either one of these games because of other factors, but this is what it's telling you should be looking at. Now we got all the games breakdown right here. I'm going to go through one by one very quickly. So the Brewers do have a very big mismatch here on the pitching with Quintana right here with a 3.32 compared to Chris Matt. This is a 1 ERA, but he's only played 1 game compared to this guy that has won 10 games with a 3.32 ERA. Whenever the Brewers start as favorites like they are today, they've won 68% of their games. Also, whenever the Diamondbacks in the last 5 games, they've lost 3 out of those 5 games when they started as an underdog. And besides all that, when these 2 teams play each other, they're 2-1. So the Brewers have already beat them 2 out of the last 3 games. Now, the next game I already talked about is the Houston Rockets versus Colorado, so that I'm not going to get into that. Now, for the Giants versus the Cubs, you can see this line is going in the opposite direction, is going towards the Cubs' favor. There's too many contradictions here. There's too many contradictions in this game. It doesn't show the starting pitcher information, but it does show that the pitcher for Giants is a little bit better. Also, the elite bullpen is better for San Francisco as well. I'm not touching none of these games. I'm just letting you know what I'm looking at. The other one that you should be looking at is the Pirates over the Cardinals. I'm not going to get into all those details, but it does say there is a big significant pitching mismatch with Ashcraft versus Mikolas. And also the Pirates have won the series in recent road games versus the Cardinals. And you're getting plus money if you were to look at the Pirates. I'm not touching those games. I'm just letting you know. Now, the other play I was going to give you guys is this one here is the Yankees versus the White Sox. You can see the Yankees started at a 176. They're currently at a 190. 88% of the bets, 86% of the money is coming in on the Yankees. The Yankees have Warren going against Martin. Just from this little picture, you can see that Martin has done better overall, but this guy has a lot more strikeouts. He has almost double the strikeouts than this guy in the same amount of games. That's a huge deal. Also, this is very important. You can see how crazy these guys are number one ranked in OPS compared to the White Sox are the worst 5 on base percentage. Bullpen is also very good. And you can see, that, like I mentioned, the Yankees are .83 on base percentage. They're scoring about 5 runs per game, and their batting average is .24. Also, pitching is a little bit better, not crazy, but they do have a lot more strikeouts. And one major factor as well is that the Chicago White Sox, it does say that they should be batting in the 9th, meaning that they will be losing the game. Just a quick graph right here. You can see all the green on the left compared to the right. And the White Sox are on the right, the Yankees are on the left, so they pretty much beat them in every metric. So there you go, guys. I'm going with the Astros -1 and the Yankees money line. The Yankees money line, if you don't want to pay the juice, you might want to do a parlay together. I'm not doing a parlay because I don't trust that they're both going to be very solid favorites to win. I do trust each one to win, like I mentioned, but I'm not going to parlay them together. You can do that if you want. You don't want to pay the juice because these are pretty expensive plays today. All right, guys. If you go to the 1 week pass inside the link in the description, you can get 50% off by using the code word BEASTWEEK. That'll give you 50% off for the 1 week pass to check us out. College football is back. We're looking at college football today, tomorrow, and Saturday. And then we are still looking at baseball. And then the NFL should be coming up soon. So if you guys want to give us a try, 50% off with the code word BEASTWEEK. Thank you so much, man. Let's have another great day. Yesterday was profitable. Let's keep that rolling.